should I write poetry or write prose? P-R-O-S-E, prose, paragraphs, essays. If you're practicing your writing as a way to remember vocabulary better, probably writing prose or paragraphs or essays is better. But poetry has its use. Poetry has its role. And the role of poetry is to get you to play with the language and break it apart and not be afraid to do things that don't follow the normal rules. I mean, if you read poetry, you'll see that most things are not full sentences. Some things look random, strange punctuation, things beginning without a capital letter, bizarre words and sounds and things that rhyme. So poetry is a lot of fun. I like to write poetry, but it serves a different role. Now, is it good for memorizing words? Maybe. I think that probably writing an essay about a topic is better for that, because you're organizing your thoughts, you're putting down your ideas, you're trying to use words effectively to communicate clearly to someone. So if you want to practice words you've learned, if you want to practice your writing skills, if you want to practice your communication ability in English, probably write essays on a topic. Practice that. That's a great way to practice every day. Write on a prompt and have a friend or a partner who can read and give you feedback, and maybe you check theirs. That's great. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't practice poetry. Read poetry. Buy books of poetry. Check out some Charles Bukowski or something like that, and then play with words and play with the language in your own way, and that's going to give you another sense of how the language can be used artistically, how it can be used creatively, right? That's cool too. That's very important as well. I mean, when I'm in school, or when I was in school, when native English speakers are in school, we have to read both prose, we have to read literature, we also have to read poetry. We have to read a lot of poetry, a lot of the classics. And the reason that we have to learn poetry is that the education system wants us to understand the language on the level of metaphor, on the level of sounds and rhymes and alliteration and allusion and all of that stuff, right? Poetry is just a different kind of thing, but it is also a very important part of the language. And poetry is connected to music. I think English is a beautiful language because it's so flexible and bendy, and you can do a lot of things with it. But without an understanding of poetry, it's, I think, hard to appreciate that part of the English language. So poetry, yes. Prose, yes, but for different reasons. That's a good question, Jeet. Thanks a lot. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button. That would be most appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe, and also check out the full English courses in the links in the description.